Well, we'll go on and get started this morning. Welcome. This is Pricing Pros, the game show where we like to say, wait, what? How much is that? And just as a reminder, this is a workout session. This isn't me telling everybody how to do the pricing. I'm not claiming to be the pricing pro. We're here today just to flex our muscles and exercise, so that that's right, G. Davis. We're going to do some comp strength training today. It's brain day. And I encourage everybody to participate, ask questions to the group. And again, if anyone wants to lead one of these sessions or has a property that you'd like us to look at, let us know. In fact, I thought I'd offer that today. I do have a property in mind, but would anyone like to throw one out? Anyone have anything they're interested in or thinking about listing or trying to convince somebody to list? Happy to do.
I wish.
What's that?
I wish.
You wish?
I wish.
Okay. All right. Hey, no problem at all. We'll.
Hey, Rebecca.
Yes, Ann.
I have one kind of straightforward, except that it's a time capsule. But would you be open?
Absolutely. That sounds great.
It's 937 Davidson Drive.
Oh,
it's a one-time, it's a one owner. So they've had it since the 60s. And it's a bit of a time capsule. The bathrooms are a time capsule.
Those are awesome. I'm a huge fan of brick rectangles built between 55 and 65.
Yeah.
The 3-bedroom, 1 bath, where the 1 bath, you just don't know what color combination of tile you're going to get. Right. So,
okay.
That's fantastic. I was just going to do this boring old HPR that's about to get listed. So
that would probably be more interesting, but I would love your feedback because it is so weird when there's so many approaches you can take with a potential rent or a definite reno.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love some feedback. It's a 4/3/25/47, and let me take a look at the tax record.
Let's take a look. All right, let me just get this open here and I'll share my screen.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. That's fantastic. And actually, we do have one lined up for 2 weeks from now on our next one. Fred Lawrence has one in the nation. So
awesome.
I'll get that address out to in the education email. So if anybody wants to look at it ahead of time, I'll have that. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. Boop, boop, boop. Maybe. Share. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Are you all seeing real tracks? Excellent. There was early on, I don't remember if it was Pricing Pros or something else, but basically I was just sharing my screen. And after about 5 minutes, somebody was like, we don't see anything. Oh, thanks for letting me know. All right, so we're going to go from the new interface. They haven't turned off the old interface yet because they haven't added all the features in. And fair warning, one thing that I don't like about the new interface yet is that they have not yet added the ability to save a search. Like, wait a minute, I'm going to go through all of this whole thing, and I'm not going to be able to save the search. So,
yeah.
They say it's at the top of the list, and they said that a month ago. So we'll see. All right, so we'll start in our search box here, 937 Davidson. All righty. Okay, here we go. We're in West Mead Hills, 2,547 square feet. Let's see what else we can find. All right. Oh my gosh, Dee, you're kidding.
No, this is fun.
That's awesome. Dee says in the chat, my dad and his wife live at 429 Davidson.
Same thing, same owner since 1964.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Dee, you should have some good insight for me.
Maybe. Oh,
Alrighty.
wow.
I
So
bet yours isn't a time capsule.
Yeah, it is, except for the parts they did in the early 2000s.
Yeah, this one has a kitchen that's been, quote, redone at some point. I don't know. It feels like the 80s or 90s, or maybe it's the 70s. It's just bad.
The linoleum at their house is coming up off the floor in the kitchen, since it's older than I am, which is hard to do.
aw.
But the tile is all pretty much white. There may be some gold sparklies in the second bathroom.
So basically, this is a great one, Anne, because there's no MLS record on this,
No.
right? So we're just gonna I mean literally this we got one of the things that one of the tools we can look at in terms of what it sold for in the past, what it looked like, maybe some old pictures and stuff. We got nothing. All right, so we are literally sight unseen on this one.
Did the sellers build it? Were they the builders? Were they the very, very first owners?
They're the first owners.
Wow.
Yeah, their family has, their mom just passed away, so now the kids are selling it, and
Gotcha.
one of them is my previous client.
Okay.
So this is his childhood home.
I bet they knew my dad's wife. Okay, we'll talk about that later, but okay.
So because I just had that realization that we're not going to have any other MLS, any previous ones,
Right.
I decided to go away from the map and just run over to the tax record, which is what you
Yeah. That gives you all the general info. Built in 1965, 2547, though I need to get it measured because they've, when I look at the house next door, I wish I could show you the one, if you're looking on your screen, I think it's to the right. That one has a carport, and my sellers look like they have boxed theirs in and it's living space. So if we get stumped, looking at the one next door might be interesting to see what their original square footage is.
Great. And let's see. There's in the chat, I live right next door to that house. Really?
Wait, what?
Interesting. Yes.
Off her house.
Okay, see, this is this is such good juju.
This is a love connection. It happens all the time. This is just crazy.
Oh my gosh.
This is a little ridiculous though.
It's the house that's the missing link.
Oh my goodness. All right. I love this. This is great. So 4 beds, 3 baths, 1.5 stories. Let's see. 7 rooms, so 3 baths. Okay. So what is the half story? What does this look like? Is it a basement? Is it partial or?
It's a classic mid-century split level.
Okay. Okay.
So
Split level.
the downstairs is, you walk in, you have a living room and a dining room in front of you. Then you go further to the left, you have a huge, I think was the carport that's been boxed in, is their den, and it's huge.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen is behind the living room if you're still standing at the front door. And then you go right up about 3 or 4 stairs, and you have 3 bedrooms there and a full hall bath that is, whoa, like from the 60s. It's really crazy.
Colors.
And then when you go downstairs, there's a bathroom, another bedroom, which is small and has some weird HVAC ducting up on the ceiling that I think will stage as an office. And then it has another big den that has a big mid-century fireplace with a big hearth that you can sit on, and then that has sliding glass doors open to the backyard, and it sits on almost an acre.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then our friends here in the chat can chime in because they, I'm sure, know this neighborhood and this house even better than I do.
That is great information. Thank you, Anne. That really helps fill in the picture. So what I was doing is going through the tax record to see if I could build a picture myself. And here, this is what I hadn't seen yet. That's where you can see that there's a split level, right?
Yeah,
And
And
so
really-
that's, if you don't have pictures, sometimes you can start getting your picture from the tax record.
Yes, and so downstairs, it's like a walkout basement. And my client's mom rented this for about 3 years to somebody, rented the downstairs for like undervalued at about $800 a month. So there's separate entrance and
Oh, wow.
there's parking in front of the house and parking behind it. So if you wanted to use it as an income property, you could do that.
Okay.
So it's a very weird one because it's a time capsule. It's income producing if you want to do that. And it's a weird mid-century thing.
Ah, sounds fabulous.
It does sound fabulous. I love this.
You know, it has huge windows. The lot is so
Ah.
beautiful. It probably has like a dozen huge old trees that just create a canopy over the entire thing. It's really beautiful.
All right. So here's our acreage here. So almost a full acre, as Ann said. Look at that. Where do you see RS 40? I've never seen an
Oh,
RS.
Wait,
I've never looked at one that was RS 40.
tell me what that means. It's residential and it's 40,000 square feet.
It means it's residential. It's zoned for residential, only a single family home. So you can't have duplex on there.
Okay.
And you have to have a minimum lot size of 40,000 square feet.
And it has an oversized shed with double doors on it that you can, when I first went in there, when you open it up, you could almost make it a little sleeping space, but
Oh,
I looked at it and thought, open the double doors, you could have, I mean, it's a really big, I think it's a big shed, it's oversized. And you could set up a bar in there and have a party, like for the patio space that's in front of it.
that's awesome. So this may be interesting. My dad's wife, her name is Joan. So she and her first husband built theirs, and I think it's 64 or 67, one of those years in the 60s. In a year that was like 2007 or 6, she had at least an acre in the beginning. She might have had a little more. She got her zoning changed, much to the chagrin of her neighbors, but she got it changed and she sold a big chunk of her backyard and somebody built a house on it. So it is, I don't know how this is arranged or laid out or anything, but it may not be impossible if somebody wanted to do that, even though I don't think they should.
That's so interesting because I was just talking to somebody else about that the other day. Maria, we were just talking about that because it has a huge backyard.
Yeah, if there is a way for somebody to get to the backyard, my dad's is on the corner of Davidson and Breslin. So the house's address, the new house, is on Breslin.
Right, that's different with a corner, right?
But it's not impossible. You could, or the new buyer could investigate that. It's not impossible.
All righty. So a couple more things. This is a fun little rabbit hole, or I think it is. Where'd it go? I should know this. There we go. For anyone who was able to join 7 Secrets with the Greater Nashville Realtors last week, we had Bill Herbert from Codes. So Dee, this goes back to your question about RS 40. So I'm going into the Parcel Viewer for Nashville.gov, and we're going to go to Maps, just to show you a little information if you want to find out what that zoning code means.
No, great, thank you.
Is this okay? If y'all don't want to go down this rabbit hole, you just let me know.
I do. I want you to go down it, and I want to watch.
Okay. Do you see?
Perfectly honest.
So, do you see the Parcel Viewer on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So it's maps.nashville.gov/parcel viewer. And I'm going to search for this property. You got to go to the address, and it's 937 David Sun. All right. All right, there it pops up. We'll grab that. Okie dokie. All right, so now we've got all sorts of information. That again, this is all public record. So I'm going to look over here on the left side. First thing that I see pop up, zoning, historic neighborhood conservation overlay. Going to be tough to get a variance on that one. All right, you've got your acreage here. Okay, the mailing address for the trust. All right, if you needed to contact for any reason. Council district, land use, single family, last assessed, total appraised, the tax appraisal. All right, and then there's the square footage of the lot. All right. So, all right. So ownership history, property history, but I just want to go to zoning history. All right. RS40, and here's the description of what that means. Low density residential, meaning, you know, as opposed to having 3 HPRs on there, requiring a minimum of a 40,000 square foot lot and intended for single family dwellings at a density of 0.93 dwelling units per acre. All right, so 0.93 dwelling units. So you can almost have a whole house almost on this lot. Now, obviously, this was built, pardon me, prior to this effective date of the zoning. So this is when the zoning was last changed, 87. So this could be something that's grandfathered in. You know, you may find a lot that's grandfathered in, but that's important if you were to have find a lot, for example, and you're like, oh, I'd love to just tear that down and build XYZ on it. This is where you'd want to start looking at that. Yeah. However, because there's an historic neighborhood conservation overlay, it's unlikely you'd be able to do that. All right. All right, and this is what the zone used to be. Used to be R40 at a density of 1.16 dwelling units per acre. So, so that was effective in 74, but this new one, it's inactive. You can see status inactive. So now this is the current information. All right. If you wanted information on the tax assessments, when it was assessed, permits, you can find when permits were pulled on different things and what they were. And then the stormwater information, and there's nothing there, probably because it was done before that was before a certificate was required.
So,
all right, any questions about the parcel viewer? I just think this is a great resource.
Oh, it's amazing. That's fun. So, so how many acres is 937 Davidson? Is it one? Is it more than one?
No, it's
0.89.
Oh. Okay, so technically the house can't be there.
Technically, it can't be there. And so that's important to know, because if something, let's say, heaven forbid, something happened to the house, like a piece of Skylab that hasn't fallen yet, fell on it, and it was destroyed, and it had to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
You would have to get, if you wanted to rebuild exactly that same house, you'd have to go in front of the council to get a variance.
In its own footprint.
In its own footprint. Yeah, wow. That's right.
Okay.
Good. And last little quiz before we go back to real tracks. The lightning bonus round. How many square feet are in an acre? Anybody?
Oh, you have a great way to remember it. What is it?
I know. I love it.
39,760 or 36,790.
It's. I'm typing it in the chat right now. It's 4 old ladies going 35 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone.
4, 3, 5, 6,
7. There you go.
So, Rebecca, you're awesome.
It's 4 old ladies going 35 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone. I got that during my pre-licensing, so I make it up.
That's pretty funny.
So if you want to know how many square feet that 0.89 acres is, then you say 43,560 times 0.89, and that's 38,768. So as Dee said in her eloquent way, the house shouldn't be there, because technically you need to have 40,000 square feet. So anyway, any other questions? Thanks for taking that little trip with me.
Yeah.
Okay, back over here. Now let's just look around there and see what else we find. But this is all, to me, great
Apparently,
information.
everyone on this call, we can look at their house.
Right.
That's right. Right.
Okay,
Remind me not
I
to
have a
pick anything
question.
close to my house. So,
I have a question.
yes.
So if the house shouldn't be there because it's less than an acre or approximate, so can you remodel and add to the house?
Ooh. You-
So
Renovations and additions?
because there's an overlay, you'd have to look up
Historic.
information on the overlay to see what's allowed. And then you'd have to check with zoning because it's already, it's already out of, what's the word? You know what I'm saying? It already shouldn't be there as decent.
It shouldn't be there at
as,
all.
in
It
its current
shouldn't be
state.
there, but it shouldn't be there, but it can be actually added to it to be there.
Mm,
So I
Yeah.
don't know the answer to that.
I can
Um,
see that
that's-
being a nightmare.
I
That's
wonder when
beyond
the
my-
zoning came about.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
again, that RS 40 has been in place since 86.
Oh,
One thing
wow.
that we could do though, is we can look at other ones in the area and see
Yeah.
ones that have
Yeah,
been added
yeah.
onto.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
even remodel it, like even just redoing the inside and not changing the size. I wonder if they care about that. Do you think they'd care?
I don't
If-
think so.
If they
About
change the
remodeling, you
inside,
can-
no.
You can renovate whatever
Okay.
you want.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just trying to go out a mile here. I'm missing
Wow.
my big monitor here.
That's a
Alright.
big mile.
I know. There we
So-
go.
So my
All right.
house is
And-
farther than a mile. Okay.
And as we know, we don't really like to cross over major roads and stuff, but we're just going to start with this. All
Okay.
right. And if I want to add a little something, so we could look at everything that's going on in that 1 mile radius by just hitting search listings. Search this
Yes.
area.
Are you saying, what are you putting in their listings, or are you doing, you're not doing closed yet?
I haven't done anything yet. I just drew and said, what's going on?
You said listings, not,
Oh,
okay,
I'm sorry.
current, active.
So- Current, well, I'll show you. We go up here to refine search.
Oh, right. I was just wondering what you looked up, but yeah.
All I did was it put a pin on it
Yep.
when I browsed the map, and
Got
then I
that.
went out a mile.
Yes.
All right.
And these are active.
These
Oh.
I'll show you what it is.
Oh, okay.
The default,
Oh, okay.
is active, coming soon, and under contract
Oh,
showing.
okay. Okay. You didn't,
And
okay.
so, but when we're looking at stuff, we want to look at under contract not
Yeah.
showing,
And closed.
and we want to look at closed. Now, I'm just curious because we know nothing about this. I'm just going to see if there's anything that's inspired to respond to.
Are you going to
Sure.
give?
I'm curious too. I have one question. Would
Mhm.
you go, instead of going over to River Road, would you go closer to Westmead instead on your circle?
So yes, that's a great point. For right now, I'm just trying to get just get me something that I can start with.
Okay, I'm
This
sorry.
this is a different approach. For those who were with us last week, Teddy he wouldn't do this. He'd go on and draw the box and that sort of thing. I'm just trying to get an image of what's going on. I like get it quick and dirty, and then I start monkeying with
You like
But
it?
yes.
Sorry. Okay.
it. No. That's great. No, thank you for putting that. This is like I said, this is a workout session. All right, so I've changed the parameters a little bit because I added some more. The default on property class is residential, but if I wanted to change that, this would be the place to do it. And then down here, of course, we haven't put any limits on beds, baths, anything like that. But again, I like to start big, like a really
Yeah.
big funnel, and then I like to start squishing it down. Okay. And then, all right, so there's a lot more now. 124, that's too many, right? So let's go back to our search and start squishing down the numbers, all right? Pushing things through the funnel. All right, this is 4 beds, 3 baths, 2547 square feet. So And we don't need to limit by subdivision because we're using the map draw feature. All right, down in beds, baths, square footage. All right, what are some of the parameters we want to put on this? Anybody share?
Size.
Okay, square footage. It's 25, this one's 2547. What do we think are some good parameters for that?
2,000 to about 3,100.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Baths, minimum, this is 4 beds, 3 baths.
I would do 3.2 just to start. See what you.
Okay.
And then do you want to do lot size yet?
No,
Okay.
but you might.
Year built.
Rebecca, can you make this do site built and not any kind of
Yes.
zero lot line sort of thing?
That's up here underneath property class is property subtype.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll go click. Excellent.
Okay.
Good point.
No mobile houses.
No mobiles.
And you can
Probably don't
see-
have too many of them
No.
here, but I don't know. All right.
you can see what
And
you get and then limit by age after that.
Yeah.
what was the first thing, Ann?
I was going to say you could see what you get just with this broadly, and then probably limit by age, just depending on what we get here.
Okay, love it. All right, now we're down to 42.
Nice.
Good. All right, so now we'll go and limit by age.
It's built in 65.
All right, built in
do-
6.
Well, you could just do a maximum year.
Yep.
Because
I like
You go 1960, don't you?
I don't think they built anything over there much before the 50s, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Maybe like 1980.
Okay. All right, and so we go from 42 to 41.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
We're honing in. All right.
Okay, so try maybe 1940, just so we don't get any 1920s.
Sure.
You-
And actually, I'm just going to peek at the list real quick.
Yeah, see
and-
what you're.
There you go.
Yeah, and just see what year built. I'm going to, you know,
50,
you can click up here and it'll sort by that column. So the earliest was 55.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we limited it. Everything is between 55 and 67. I
That's
love that.
perfect.
Yeah.
You think living out there in 1955 was like people that live in, I don't know, Ashland City
Yes.
years ago?
They were pioneers, urban
Yeah.
pioneers. So there were a couple that were withdrawn. So that's interesting,
Were they
right?
sold later?
We can take those out now
Okay.
for comp purposes, but
Well,
I'd
but
want to look at them later and
interesting-
see what's wrong with them.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if it's just been withdrawn for a price, or if now, if you look in the closed, can you find 710 West Mead or 613 Brook Hollow?
Yeah, they might have closed later.
710 West Mead, no,
Wait,
Yeah.
oh, it's withdrawn.
that's withdrawn. And what was the Brook Hollow? I'm
Brook
sorry.
Hollow?
What was the deer? Here, let me do it by address. All right.
Right.
And hey, oh, it's because it did by that. All right, sorry. Brook Hollow, Brook. Ah, 613. It did close.
Okay.
So good info there. And it was withdrawn at, it was listed at 834.9, and then it sold at 765. So price issue. Mhm.
When was that? Do we know when it was?
Oh, let's see.
I'm
Close.
asking all the questions.
That's not, you want to know when it closed?
Just because if it might have been 3 years ago, or it
No,
might have been
we
last
limited-
year. Oh, you
we-
limited the time.
We
Okay,
limited the
okay,
time to 1
okay.
year.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
All good.
Awesome.
Bye, Latina. Thanks for joining us. All right. Okay, so that's that. So back to results and back to the map. Hello, here we go. And back to the map. All right, so we've got 41 listings. Any other tweaks we want to make to this? Our circle really didn't create a problem because of there's nothing over on the other side of 40. We could limit a little further over here, but I'm kind of liking all these.
Yeah, this is good.
What about beds and baths? Should we go on and limit it to 4 bed, 3 bath?
We can try.
Just see, right? 4 beds.
I would have,
No?
well, the thing I would
I
think,
think you're going to end up with not many, but well, you'll have a sufficient number, but
Mhm.
I would think that size matters. Because because at this point, people may have rearranged the houses so that they've got an office instead of a bedroom and like something else instead
Yes,
of a bedroom.
I have to agree with that. Yes, a lot of houses there have been renovated.
Or
so
they
they're
might
updated.
turn the den into a bedroom. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it does cut the number in half.
Yeah.
So
sure did.
we had 41 and now we have 20. So we can go put it back, easy enough.
Whatever y'all think.
So here's something, and I have never, I have not, at least in recent memory, limited something by closed date. But I'm putting this out to the group. I'm thinking, all right, if the last closed date was 1971, then are we going to get houses that haven't been updated? For the most part, maybe not. But as opposed to, because when I was looking at some of the pictures, let's go to the grid view. Some of the houses maybe have been, renovated, fully updated inside, and so we're going to need to look at that and maybe pull out some of those, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pull out the ones that have been, completely renovated last year, like here, 1961 renovated. Do we want to pull those out?
yes, I mean, to start with, you want to pull them all out and see if you even have any unrenovated ones to look at.
Right. And what would you suggest is the best way to do that? I like to glance through the descriptions and like where it says this.
The way I do it, I always just, I do the full listing.
Okay.
And then I just like go through the pictures really fast. I click through and look, and the moment it's renovated, I'm like, done, that's not us. And I uncheck the box.
I mean,
But
really,
it
all you
would
need.
be interesting to keep the renovated ones around for future reference. If you wanted to see what somebody could conceivably get if they fixed it up.
Ooh.
But you wouldn't maybe want them right now.
Right. I understand. Yep.
So the moment you see it's renovated, it's like, that isn't us.
Right.
All right. So,
yeah, just look at the tile in the bathrooms and the kitchen counter and
Right. So in order for this process, just to in this new interface for anybody who isn't as familiar with this, since we're looking in the listing itself, if we want to keep it in the group, we do the checkbox. And if we don't want it in the group, we leave it unchecked. Right. So we'll leave that one unchecked. And then we'll just kind of go through this quickly. I'm looking here to see if it says renovated, and then a few clicks. That looks renovated, yeah?
Yep, we skipped that.
Yep. All right. All right. Existing.
This is Alan Good here. I must say this is a really fun exercise to stumble into. Having, living right next door to this property. So very fun. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm psyched for you two that live right here that you get to see all this, and DU as well.
Yeah.
So as I'm clicking through pictures, at any point, if someone says keep or throw, just say keep or throw.
I wasn't totally paying attention. That looked like I've looked through these a whole bunch. That had an original bathroom, and it says existing, so let's keep this one.
Keep, all right. And we don't have to do this with all, we'll just do with a few and, just to zero in on it. That one's redone.
This is literally the best way to do it, to click through and put your eyes on it And then the moment you see it, Rebecca, that it's been renovated, you don't have to keep going through. Like that one's not us. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you too. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
eliminate this one because it's off market and
Yeah.
somebody got a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that when it says for comp purposes only, just for everybody else, anybody who might not know, it was probably not an arm's length deal, or it was off market, so we don't want to keep. Oh, sorry, I was click happy.
That previous one is almost a year ago. Even though it's a reno, it's almost a year ago. And at 162 a foot, it's an outlier.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Wait, so we skip.
It's free.
It's free.
All right. Free. It was on an acre. Holy.
Whoa.
Okay, same for.
This is pretty free.
Good golly.
Yeah.
I just got to look at that kitchen again. Whoa.
Yeah.
The kitchen is original, I believe.
Well, that flooring's not.
The flooring isn't, but the cupboards are.
You made it. Is like, what's the counter?
The cabinets are original.
Yeah. All right. So we're not going to do that
keep
one.
that one.
Keep that one. Okay.
But it looks just like my dad's wife's kitchen, except it doesn't have peeling up counters and a stove from 1967. Okay.
There's another one.
Yeah.
That is, worth keeping.
Yep. Existing. These yards are beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Alan can tell you this as well. The lot is so gorgeous.
This is tear down or option to renovate, so we probably don't want to keep that.
Yeah, this is not a tear down. You could move into mine.
Okay.
So keep it?
I wouldn't keep it if they're calling it a tear down.
Yeah. Generally, if I see selling as is, I'll take the minute to read and see what's going on.
I mean,
but generally,
you could leave it in there just for now.
Sure. Okay. To do existing, beautiful yard. I think we're gonna keep it.
Yeah, that's a keeper.
It's a keeper. Oh yeah. All right.
God, it was just free.
That was some nice wood paneling. Feel like we made the right decision keeping that one.
Becca, sorry, can you go back to that? I was plugging in my laptop. Yeah. I didn't see the pictures. Okay, and this is yes, I remember this one. This is a year ago.
Yeah. Oh, look at those mirrors.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Pure gold right there.
Yeah. The last one I saw was that wood paneling. Love it. Okay. Keeper. All righty.
Mine has some of that.
So here it says, it doesn't say renovated up here, but it says wonderfully renovated. So, let's see.
And Rebecca, I've looked at this one a few times over the months, and this sat on the market for a while. Look at days on market 123. There was something weird that was not right about this. And now I can't remember what it was. So this isn't our comp.
That's definitely, well, they redid the kitchen, they redid the bath.
They dropped the price $20,000.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's renovated.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Need some TLC. Excellent. Love that.
Perfect.
Perfect. It's clean.
That's a keeper.
That's beautiful.
Oh wow.
I remember them saying that one had a big kitchen. Like I think they
oh wow.
Kitchen, but then didn't do anything else.
Right. So I say keep that.
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, for comp purposes only, property is in need of a full rehab with all new systems and cosmetics needed.
Not our comp.
I don't think that's our comp. And there are 2 pictures. Okay, no. All right. Well maintained. That sounds promising, as if it hasn't been updated.
Exactly.
Isn't it funny?
And we are going to stage this. So even though it's
Yeah.
a, you know, a little bit of a time capsule, it's still going to look good.
Oh, I love that bathroom. Oh.
Is that the original one? I couldn't see it.
That's not original.
No, it's
wasn't?
been this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah,
So
no,
look at the
that's
tile. Wait, look at the tile. See, I'm sitting on here, Rebecca, trying to make the screen bigger, and I'm like, it's not my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is as big as I can make it.
Isn't that original 4x4 tile, or am I missing something?
I think that's bigger than.
It is original. Look at the white bars across the top.
Yes. Well,
the tile on the side, yes, but
Yeah.
not the floor.
Not the floor.
and the tub's original. I say we
Yeah.
keep this one.
Let's keep it.
Yeah, let's keep it.
All right. So how did I get out? There we go. All right. Maybe we'll do a couple more. I mean, I think this is a great exercise. And then we can come back and anybody who wants to stay for the after party, because we always go over, we can go through the rest of them. And if you want, I'm happy to. I'm having a good time. There's a nice split level. All right. And click. I can't tell. That looks like that's been redone.
Yeah. Saucy.
That's been redone. That's been redone.
Yeah, not ours.
Not ours. Okay. Totally renovated home.
Not ours.
Skip. Let's see. Yeah. Nope. Nope. All right. Immaculate. I think that means not renovated, but I don't know. Oh, those are new cabinets. Oh yeah. Kitchen's been redone.
That's renovated.
Look at
Yeah.
the front of this house. And like Rebecca, go back to the front view of the house. Would you ever guess that it looks like this inside? I bet they could have
Oh.
had so much more money if they would have just painted.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? It looks horrible. And then you go inside and it's like, oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
Don't tell David Payne that. No. So. Poor David.
Was that his listing?
No.
No, he hates painted brick.
Well, it was
Yeah.
already painted.
Okay, so this one is interesting because it is a split level that's been redone. I've looked at this before. By the time we close, we'll be 6 months from this. But it's interesting to see what you can do if you look through these pictures.
I love the hammock.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, yeah,
It's
nice.
so nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can't, ooh, greenhouse or Florida room or something. I think we don't get to keep it, but it is lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, house.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go through 20 and then we'll run a CMA. All right.
The deal about that, Rebecca, is that you're looking at the lowest priced ones first.
That's a great point.
And you know what? We don't need to, like, if you click through them really quickly, just look, and the moment you see they're renovated, just push off it. We can get through these 40 really fast. Like, we know.
Okay.
But we like to look at pictures.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I have all the time in the world, so we can look as long as you like.
Right.
Yeah.
They are cool though to see how people have renovated them. They're really beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so look at this one, 964 is at 285 a foot,
Wow.
and it's renovated.
Yeah.
So pretty.
All right. Plateau Parkway. Showcased on HGTV. We can skip.
Yeah.
It's not ours.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, this is existing. Investor's
Investors
dream.
Love it.
This is a good.
I did this deal for the buyer.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was my first deal ever.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
congratulations. What did you think of the house renovated, Catherine?
Beautiful.
So it hasn't actually been renovated.
Oh.
It was way
Oh, beautiful.
priced.
Just
It went
paint it.
it went to market at 619, and as you can see, my buyer, we closed at 550. It was a group rehab facility.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
oh, that kind of rehab. Oh,
So they did like a couple of yeah, exactly. A couple of
rehab house.
bathroom. Yeah.
I say we keep it.
Yeah, I do too.
And Anne, I can chat with you more about it offline if you'd like.
Yeah, I would love it. I love that everybody on the call has some,
Yeah.
some connection
No,
to this street or.
Except for me. And I'd like to
After
point
all-
out that I am not a pricing pro.
After all, it's Westmead, so that's why we love to have one.
Well, it's sometimes good to have somebody who's
Yeah, that's redone.
because it know anything. No, you know lots. You know how to run this thing. That's very important.
Okay, so this
Uh,
is existing too. So let's see.
This has been renovated. Yeah.
Has it? Go back to the
Has it?
picture.
Oh,
That's like okay. Okay, stop. Is that renovated? That doesn't look renovated with that white wall oven.
the kitchen looks like they have new appliances and a new counter.
Let's
I mean,
keep.
does that count as renovated, or I don't think so.
No, look at that white wall oven.
Yeah.
Well, it does say great reno.
Right. Let's keep this one.
Okay.
Okay. All righty. This is where the art meets the science, right?
Yeah.
Of
Oh, that's exactly the split level. Good.
Yeah,
Yep.
renovated.
and a bigger lot.
Love it, hate it.
Yeah.
Right.
So love looks beautiful, but we can't keep it. So
Right.
next.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
And this one says it's been.
Totally renovated.
New cabinets. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was totally renovated when? 1997?
Oh, well, yeah, good point. Yeah, that's true. That something, oh, the shower looked new. The
Yeah.
floors. The floors.
Oh, yeah, it's been renovated.
Yeah.
Ah, beautiful lot. Love it.
Yeah.
Next. 826 Davidson. We're getting close. Gorgeous remodeled, one level. Yeah.
That one is not too far away from your listing.
Nope. I like that looks like they kept the original white fixtures. That's been redone. I say no. Sorry, love you. Gotta go. All right. Fresh paint and all the feels. Renovated kitchen.
Feels?
It says and all the feels.
I don't want feels.
What feels?
Blech. But it's pretty.
Yeah. I don't know that it's got all the feels.
Well, when it said that, it lost a lot of feels.
Ooh,
Ooh. Oh, that's fun.
I like it.
Oh,
What?
I feel better.
What is that?
That's fun. That's what that is. I have no
Well, I mean,
idea.
that's got feels.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
Was that
great
that was a old
It's-
Stovey stove.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know. Keep.
Man,
Keep.
what does Anne say?
What do you think, Ann?
Maybe.
Say keep
If it's
it.
a
for
maybe,
right
it's a
now?
yes. If it's a
Okay.
maybe, it's a yes.
Yeah.
For now. Uh-oh, no pics. They could have just removed them. Sellers are motivated. Sellers have invested tens of thousands of dollars updating the plumbing, electrical, master bath, new fence. But we have no pictures.
No, that's right. No picture.
Is that
All
one
right.
of the for comps only or not?
No, and it
It
sold for
doesn't have any
242 a
pictures?
square foot.
That's weird.
I know. They could have removed them. You know, sometimes the buyer asked that the pictures
Oh.
be removed.
Okay.
What do you think? How do we know?
Anne gets to decide.
Master bath, totally renovated with gorgeous tile work.
It's so weird because it says 59 in existing, but then says it has a new bathroom.
Yeah, well, and that just goes to the point of the information that's in here is only as good as and accurate as people put in there. You know,
You know,
how many
leave it in
times
there just for fun.
do what? Keep it, all right?
Yeah, keep it because it says existing
Mhm.
and, you know, we can kind of take it with a grain of salt, but it'll give
Yeah.
context to some of the others.
Yeah. 5-bedroom, 3-bath, newly updated kitchen. Ooh, click.
It says
Ooh.
renovated. Ooh, this is not us.
No, it is lovely.
Maybe.
See, love you. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Hey, and for any new folks on here, the MLS guidelines state that the first picture that shows up has to be the front of the house. So,
They do, it does?
yep. Mhm.
Oh.
So this should be the first one.
Yeah, people are trying to do here's my beautiful kitchen when the outside looks hideous.
Yeah. Oh,
Kind of like this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't
And
they
that-
just do something with the outside? I don't get it.
Yeah, even just some, let's look at the first pick or the second pick again. And this is, I mean, it's got some nice little landscaping. It's not,
Yeah, maybe it just that first picture doesn't look as bright or something.
yeah. Well, and as we all know, a good real estate photographer is worth their weight in gold. So,
That's the truth.
all right, custom maple cabinets, stunning mosaic backsplash.
Yeah, not us.
No.
Sorry.
Uh, Love you. Bye. All right. Brook Hollow. Had
Such a
sold one
great
on Brook Hollow,
street.
not too. One has nearly $250,000 in renovation.
Renovations. Yeah, that's not us. Bye-bye, Brook Hollow.
Bye, Brook Hollow, but I really like you. Okay. All right. And 1108 Davidson. Lovely renovation. Brand new kitchen. Opened up to the dining room. Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope. All right. This one was withdrawn.
It's
The
the
11
same one that just
yeah,
Yep.
that's right. So we can
it's only a 3-2.
yeah. So we'll skip that. And I forgot to go back and take the withdrawns out. We would take those out running comps. But all right, has been painted inside and out, has a new roof, French drain, renovated kitchen with quartz. Didn't we look at this one? Yeah, we looked.
Yeah, we saw that.
We looked at this
Nope.
one. They pulled it off and put it back on.
That's right. That's right. And Breslin. Beautiful lot. This sounds promising. If they
See, so,
focus on all that.
yeah, this one has been pulled off, so let's just keep this for fun.
Yeah. Great reno, all one level. Oh, we looked at this one. It was
We looked
withdrawn.
at this one as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's keep this so we can see what they originally listed it for.
All right. And almost through.
Same.
Updated kitchen, living room. Ah. Yeah, that's been redone. Interesting.
That's updated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it like,
And
ugh.
look, it sold it, they pulled it off the market at 310. But there's the original bathroom again. Do you see where
Yeah.
we're all going here?
Bye, Cindy. Thank you. Yeah. Ooh.
So let's keep this in here, not because it's so perfect, but it does
Sure.
have those original bathrooms. So
Yeah.
I'd love to see where they actually sold on that.
Sure.
Yeah, this is definitely not us.
No. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, we looked
By
at that
Brook
one anyway.
Hollow. It's that same Brook Hollow, I think.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to the results and see how many we have. Go to list view, and this is where I'm still learning the new interface, but I want to find the clicky where we can say, just show us the checked boxes. It's processing here, so oops. It's thinking. Okay. All right. So what I was looking for is where in the old interface, you could say, just show the checked ones.
Try the funnel.
Good point.
Aha.
View selected results. Thanks, Ann.
Aha.
Aha. We have 14. Yes.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
Can we see the CMA really quick?
Yep, absolutely.
Roughly see where we are.
Yeah. All right. So we've got no actives are in our list, an under contract showing.
So that's good that there's no inventory.
Yes, that's good. And it's a 4.3 on 0.81 acres. So, similar. And it was on the market for 5 days before it went under contract. So, fingers crossed, whenever it went under contract, maybe it'll close soon, and you'll have that info. So that's one to keep an eye on, in my opinion. Withdrawn, generally, we wouldn't put them in there, but it's just for reference, right?
Yep.
And then where the money is down in the closed, right?
And so there are two in the 100s, which I would want to go back and look at again. And then there's one at 304 that so both those all seem like they're not.
Could be outliers, yeah. Do you want to take a look at any of those?
Yeah, can we look at those weird ones that are the first and the third, 167 and 181 a square foot?
So 882 Rodney, 740 Georgetown, and Currywood. Okay, all right, just put those notes. So we'll start with Rodney, which is the 190 square foot.
Oh, the ceiling tile. That was interesting.
It's a little painful.
A little. I mean, the thing is, the updates they've done, I don't think helped.
I can't believe a realtor would allow those rugs to stay in the house.
How?
Well,
should we shame them?
No, I mean, honestly, sometimes you can't get your sellers to do stuff. So
yeah, or you like
really isn't.
I go when they take the pictures so that I can move that rug for the pictures and then put it back when the sellers come home. But yeah.
Good idea.
Hardwood under all carpet upstairs. That's good. Basement could function as a 4th bedroom or be converted into an apartment with existing full bath.
Okay, so can you click on that basement picture?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't want to sleep in that basement.
Oh, can you go left just one picture that was there?
Oh, gotcha. So that's the garage. This is the basement. Yeah.
Huh.
I am not kidding you. I thought there were mirrors there.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? You're right, Rebecca. That's funny.
Yeah. That, to me, this looks like it could have been maybe a multi-generational family living here in this space. So they had the personal space, just the way the chairs are set up like that. But
you're so kind, Rebecca.
Also the decor. So
ceiling tiles. Oh my.
Yeah. Any other pictures you want to see on this one, Ann?
The basement really kind of does it for me, and those bright blue tiles. Can I look at the kitchen really quickly?
Yep.
I don't want to I don't want to dawdle on these because I know there are a bunch of them. Yeah, that's the external hinges. So those look original.
Yeah, yeah. New poles, hardware.
I actually thought when I first looked at this that they did a good job. They changed the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of it, they left it. And it's
Yeah.
actually, for what it is, it's actually cute for kitchen cabinets that are from the 50s or something.
Does this
I don't
remind
think
any?
it's horrible if you're going to have these cabinets, you paint them white and
Yeah.
tart it up.
Does this remind anybody of Dr. Rick? No mussin', no fussin'. No.
Dr. Rick?
I don't know what that is.
It's the insurance commercial where
Oh.
you're becoming your parents, and
Oh,
you know that.
I know the commercial, and it's
Okay.
really funny.
Because she has the sign, and she's like, no mussin', no fussin', and he takes it and throws it in the garbage can.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay, let's take a look at 740 Georgetown real quick. All right, so that was here, 740 Georgetown. All right.
Oh, that was the as-is tear down.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take that one out.
Are you sure?
I don't.
No,
think they should
I'm not
tear
sure.
it
Maybe
down.
I'm not remembering the same one.
I don't think they should tear it down.
I think you're right because there aren't that many pictures.
It's
but
maybe
yeah,
too late.
as
Okay,
is
so
tear
it
down.
Yes.
I mean, most of the time you wouldn't call a house in this neighborhood a tear down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we'll
who's making-
So we'll
Yeah,
take-
that was so unkind of a realtor to say that.
Poor little house.
Sorry, I'm plugged in, but I'm still spinning a little bit. Oops. Spinning. There we go. And we wanted to take a quick look at Currywood. But as long as I'm in the list, we're gonna. You said keep Rodney, right? It removed my check boxes.
Oh no.
It's
Oh,
okay though. I should still have the CMA.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It took my check boxes away.
There is something about this when you do this, when you reduce the, say, just show the checked ones, and then you
Yeah.
start looking at them and you go back,
Yeah.
it does take you back to the original. And that's a huge glitch for.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna report them again today. But this is Currywood. This is the one that sold for 305.
Yeah.
So we can decide if.
Oh, a square foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Right.
It's
Right.
only 2,100 square feet, 3.2.
Renovated kitchen, wide open living room, gorgeous light, virtually no stairs. Let's just see what some of the let's look at the pictures a little closer.
That Georgetown listing that we took off
Yes.
was bought by a builder, and now they're constructing a 6,000 square foot home.
Are they in that overlay? I guess not.
No,
Oh,
there's
which one was
actually
that?
not an overlay in this part of town.
But
Wait, it said it. Oh.
Well, it was in the legend, but it's not actually part of an overlay.
So wait, so the thing that Rebecca looked up in the zoning is wrong?
Well, I think we were looking at the legend, which would just tell you what, if it's shaded green, then it's in an overlay.
Ellen, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that it was covered up with this little thing. I didn't see it said legend. You're absolutely right. My apology for.
So what does the legend mean then?
That's just telling you, if you see this gray outline, that's just the ownership parcel. That's the boundaries.
Okay.
If you see a green outline, there's an historic overlay.
Oh.
If it has these little red lines through it, then it's a PUD. And so that's what it is.
All right. So it doesn't have any of those things.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's confusing.
Sorry about that. Can you make it go away?
On
There.
top of the. Yeah.
I made it go away.
Okay.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much.
I didn't mean to disrupt the flow.
No,
No, but
dude,
we needed to know that.
we needed to know that because I
Yeah,
read
we
that
needed
wrong.
to know that. That's perfect.
I didn't hear
I like
you guys
that. I
say
like
that
this
earlier.
bathroom.
I didn't hear you guys say that earlier, and I was thinking this isn't in a historic zone.
I thought.
I love the party barn.
I know. No.
So this is the one that sold for 305 a square foot. This is Currywood. I mean, other than the party barn, it doesn't seem exceptional to me. Maybe someone else could
The
give
arts,
me.
But it has some updates in the little bathroom. They changed the
It
tile, so it has some updating.
It looks like
And
it
I
has
think
new
the windows too.
It
the
has
windows
big black
too.
windows,
and the yard is just yummy.
flat, and
Might have a little slope, but it's nothing
Yeah,
crazy.
a little slopey. I don't know. That one
I
seems.
like that. I like the slopiness.
I do
It's all
too,
range
actually.
right now. That's beautiful.
Well,
That's new hardwood floors too.
when did it closed in February, and we know what's going on the last
Yeah.
couple
Since
months.
January. Yeah.
So I mean, this could be supply, it could be supply and demand,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan, which one did you say sold in to a builder?
The one that was a tear down.
The Georgetown.
Georgetown.
Oh, got it.
Georgetown. My gosh, look at that. $250,000 in 5 years. Man.
Good job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, sorry that we lost the CMA there, Ann, but I think I can recreate it and make a copy and save it if you'd like. And I'm going to be chatting with Real Tracks later. Like, this is not acceptable. So, because basically, we did lose some work there, after we did that. But
If you happen to find it anywhere as you're clicking around, that's awesome.
what's that?
I said, if you happen to find it while you're clicking around, that's awesome. I've looked at, I've poured over this stuff a lot.
So, surely I can figure it out. But anyway,
So-
all right. Well, any questions, last minute comments? And
Yeah, I
you
would
feel
love
like
to
this was
hear your
helpful?
hot takes.
What was that?
I said, I'd love to hear your hot takes, except Alan, who wants to buy it.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to.
I think it's like 400. It's unrenovated. It seems sad.
Mhm.
I was joking.
That's where the love connection crosses the clear cooperation boundary.
Oh, yeah, this has to generally be sort of confidential.
Sort of,
lust
kind of.
connection.
Yeah, I realized that I had one of those oh my moments on Pricing Pros about a month and a half ago when maybe it was Maria said she had a buyer for one, and I was like, uh-oh, because it wasn't on the market yet. So that is not the intention of Pricing Pros. All right, well, I would like to, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to try to recreate what we just did, and then I can email you afterwards kind of what I think, because I'm feeling like a fish out of water not being able to see my CMA before I throw a number out there. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll get you something later today.
That's awesome.
If that's
Thank
okay.
you.
Interesting and fun.
And just an update next week or next time on Pricing Pros, I wanted to get it for this week, and I just didn't. I ran out of time. I want to give an update on all the properties that we've covered in Pricing Pros and where they started and where they ended up and that sort of thing. From last week's or the last one, which was Ted's listing on Ken Hawk, it went live this week, and it went live at 475. And that was a great suggestion from Ann and the group that Ted had been thinking around 450. We were thinking it might sell closer to 5, so we listed it at 475. And offers are coming in and they are trending above 475. So just as an update, I won't violate any confidentiality, but in case anybody finds a buyer for it. But yeah, so very good direction from Pricing Pros led to listing the house 25,000 higher than they had been talking about, and it's looking good. So thanks.
And still getting what you hope to get, you know,
Yeah.
without pricing it that high.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Woo woo. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Alan, Maria, Lindsay, Catherine, Dee, and
Thank
Ann.
you.
This has been
Thank
a
you,
good
thank
one.
you.
Well, thank you so much for just looking through that with me. And I know it's a weird one when they're not renovated, but I appreciate everybody's feedback.
No, thanks for giving us one. That's fantastic. And like I said, bye, Lindsay. See ya. I'll put in the education email update next week our next address, which is one that Fred Lawrence is going to be taking to market. All right. Thank you all. Thanks for the workout. It was good. I feel stronger already. Excellent. Okay, there. Ann put her number in there in case anybody wants to ask some questions. All righty. We'll see you guys
Awesome,
next
you guys.
time.
Thanks so much.